confront the king of Spain with the idea of finding one way to carry merchandise to India, based on the hypothesis of the herd was wrong. They considered him crazy, but Spain was closing one period very fit of his wealth, and the kings were ready to accept the offer of Christmas. The queen told him, "You are going to go to Palos de Frontera Harbor, and you are asking for 3 boats. There will be a crew that, with God bless, it will help you on this expedition." Thus, he went away, and October 8, 1482, he arrived in one island named One Eye. However, he guessed that land where he had arrived was India. Shortly after, one Italian sailor named Americo Vespucci met the same tribe that Christopher Columbus had made, and he discovered that what Christopher had found was actually a new continent. America was a new world that the European people ignored. The Spanish expeditionaries set up many colonies, and this way, the history of American people. Here it was set up the Nueva Granada Viceroyalty, like part of this conquest program. However, this reform affected the people, and in 1781, they went away to Santa Fe until Regent Juan Francisco Gutiérrez de Piñeres capitulated with them, and among everybody agreed the tax reduction. But he broke the agreement, and the insurrection was exterminated severely. Thus, the people of the Nueva Granada Viceroyalty left a lot of years under Spanish command, and the taxes recovered, and also the Creoles were excluded of any participation in the government and local. Napoleon had invaded Europe, and in Spain he ordered that 100,000 soldiers to enter there and occupy the main cities of this nation. Towards 1736, Spain had implemented one program of taxes reform, and to ensure their collection, create the Viceroyalty. The life of the Spanish people was the main cause of the emancipation of the American people. When he took the domain of the Spanish crown, he deposed to Fernando VII king, and he named his brother Jose like new king. Here, in the Nueva Granada Viceroyalty, it was provided something would change the history, since the Creoles' participation in the wars that were made to resolve the abdication of King Fernando VII. Creole oligarchy started to conceive the creating of the state-nation frame. It was created the remarkable boards, integrated by civilian authorities and intellectuals. José Miguel Pey, Camilo Torres, Jorge Tadeo Lozano, Joaquín Camacho, Antonio Morales. They started to meet in their houses, and then in the National Observatory, whose director was Francisco José de Cádiz. They were planning how to incite a public order problem, for they would be able to take Spanish power. The board agreed that the incident should be so big that the Viceroy, José Antonio Mari Borbón, would authorize the creation of the Supreme Board of Government, integrated by aldermen of the Open. Antonio Morales said that he was ready to cause the incident in the peninsular merchant José González Llorente's house. Accepted the Antonio's proposal, and they agreed the incident will happen on Friday, on the market day. In order to avoid the suspicion, they agreed that Mr. Luis Rubio arrived to the Llorente's house, granted him for one ornament to commemorate Villavicencio, with which would used to do it. The Morales brothers will attack. That day, Mr. Luis Rubio arrived to the Llorente's store, and he told him that he
he could lend the base of display, but he refused
However,
gently.
at this moment, Francisco Jose de Caldas happened to appear and greeted him. And Mr. Antonio Morales started to say strong critics towards Llorente, and their friends started to scream also that a Spanish stock trader had said injuries against Villavicencio. It was planned. The viceroy were very afraid with what was happening, and he accepted that Santa Fe board had a meeting, and in the late afternoon the meeting was made. There, the heroes of each province were named to change the Supreme Board. The Independence Act was signed. And the viceroys were hired. Shortly after, they were released by Juan Camilo Torres' order, and the next day they were deposed to Spain. With the defeat of the Napoleonic armies and the expulsion of Jose Napoleon, the King Fernando VII came back to throne again, and one of his main purposes was recover the American colonies, and he requested to Pablo Morillo to make this work. The final independence happened until that Simón Bolívar would be able to eject finally the Spanish army on August 7, 1819 in the Boyacá battle, and the Gran Colombia was created.